Welcome, everybody, to a new episode of No Cap, the podcast. Today, we're joined by a very, very special guest, Jword, who's a musician, model slash entrepreneur. Jword, how you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. Honestly, I'm here.
How has the new year been treating you? How are things in Vegas?
I mean, nothing really changed for me. Honestly, I just do the same thing every day until they open back up travel to where it's more convenient for myself. But honestly, I've just been chilling, been making music, been writing, doing the same stuff I've been doing every year, honestly.
Where are you gonna start traveling to once they start opening things up again?
Well, I have to go back to Taiwan. I got to go back to Korea, back to Paris. Uh, a couple other spots too. Honestly, just to travel in general. So at this point, I've just been in one spot too long now.
Yeah, man. Okay, so because you just threw out like a couple different places, and I know you're posted up in Vegas now. Before that, you grew up in Atlanta. How did all of these places come together? Like, what was that upbringing like, and how'd you get exposed to all these different spots?
Well, honestly, I stayed in Atlanta for 18 years, and I needed a change of pace, basically, just to start new. Because everybody got their pass. I am from the hood, so I did some things I have no business doing and stuff, and had to kind of recreate myself and make myself a better person. Um, so I moved out here because my dad lived in Vegas, and I kind of stayed with him for a while. And I've always wanted to do music since I was little. Just couldn't find a way to get that started. And my mom and my sister actually were models. So they kind of put me on to that and kind of like threw me into that scene by themselves because I really had no idea what the heck I wanted to do, honestly. Kind of came out here, did the modeling thing, and, reached out to a lot of people, just kept working until I built a kind of base. Then started putting my music out because I was still practicing music within that time frame too. So it was kind of like choosing the right time to just start putting stuff out. And, the overseas thing came with the modeling, but it also came with the music. So it was kind of like I started traveling on my own. First place I ever went to was Korea, and I loved it. Traveling was a whole new experience. So I was like, I got to make this a part of my daily life. So just added.
And was that just for fun, or was this through modeling when you went over to Korea?
So it was for modeling. I was independent, so I didn't have an agency or anything. I do everything myself. And I went over and kind of went to Seoul Fashion Week. So I hit up people to kind of go to the shows and interact with people. And from there, went into a whole nother atmosphere because they love Black people. They love everybody over there, honestly. Shit.
Yeah. Man, so you've been reaching all over the place, and you mentioned so you're independent from modeling right now. What about music? What's that looking like? Are you working independently there as well, or are you working kind of like a label or something like that? What's that situation like?
So I'm independent from modeling too, but I also have an agency. So I have an agency here in Las Vegas. I've had about 8 agencies, kind of let all those go and kind of just sitting on TNG now, which is in Las Vegas. Because I stay here majority of the time. But with music, I'm solely independent. I pay for my own things. I do everything myself. A lot of people think, especially the foreign artists I've worked with before, they thought that I was like this huge international person with a company backing him and things like that. And I'm like, that's not the case. So they kind of assume that people are trying to take their money and stuff, but I'm literally the most non-money hungry person you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
I kind of want to talk a bit about like that global outreach you have in your music, like the people you feature, because I know in like your features, you've had artists, I think from Korea, you have people working with you from the US, from China. So what has that been like, and how has that process been, getting that started as well?
Man, Instagram is the best marketing tool. Honestly, I feel like literally, I just reach out to people. I am not afraid to get a no. I'm not afraid for you to get mad at me for hitting you up. Like at the end of the day, it's gonna be that one interaction. So it's either you're gonna fuck with me or you're not gonna fuck with me. And most of the time, it's always positive energy. And then I'll go overseas and I'll actually meet those people in person. It's a whole nother ball game because it's like you've never seen each other, but for some reason, since we've been texting for so long or messaging each other for a while, talking to each other, the chemistry is already there. So it's kind of like you built a relationship. It actually comes super easy. Like I've never, especially if you're like you're a genuine person too, and you're not coming off to be like shady or nothing. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, honestly, I've made family members off this. So like, yeah, it's really easy, honestly.
You ever had moments where you tried to reach out to somebody and they just didn't fuck with you? They were like, nah, like I'm not keen for this. I'm not hearing you out.
So I've got people who don't respond. I have people, it shows the scene where they can see it. You read it. I've even there's people I've worked with. I've known them for I've known one person for like 3 years. I went to go see them. We did a song together. They don't mess with me no more because when I first started doing this, I was new to music. So I didn't know all the aspects. I didn't know everything I need to do, which I told them. And it was kind of like they got mad at me, kind of took a lot of stuff out of context, especially since we're both, it's 2 different languages. So it's kind of hard to figure out what that person's kind of trying to relay. But at the end of the day, I was like, it is what it is. I'm not going to, fight you on. I tried to keep the relationship, but it kind of went a little sideways. And at the end of the day, I'm still hood, still working on myself. And I ain't trying to beat nobody up. I'm not trying to get into no squabbles or nothing over social media or nothing like that. I want to stay as humble and as positive as possible about all things. So yeah, I try to stay away from that kind of energy.
For sure. What do you like when you're, because you mentioned you go out, you find different people from across the world, people that you want to work with. What are you kind of looking for when you pick out those people? Is it somebody that complements your style? Is it somebody you think could add new things that you might not be doing or has experiences that you might not have? Like what kind of goes through your head when you're picking that out?
Wow, really good questions, man. Yo, honestly, I just look for kind of like uniqueness and like rawness and kind of being real. Because even myself, I kind of create like all over the place. I'm not a one-track mind kind of person. I kind of want to dabble in everything and I want to learn as much as I can about music. I always tell people that I'm not the best. I'm probably never going to be the best, but I want to be able to learn as much as possible from every single person. Like even the people who are called the king of R&B and king of this and king of that, I listen to everything. I just don't want to stay in one lane. I'm weird. And I think all entertainment people are kind of weird like that. Like they want to do everything.
Yeah. What were some of like your musical influences growing up? Because like listen to your music, man, you give me a lot of like 90s, early 2000 R&B-ish vibes.
I was born in 1994. So I can say one thing, I got to thank my dad for that because he used to play a lot of like, hits in the car. And he act like he's a singer. So he'll be in the car singing and stuff. And my sister used to actually think he was the one singing the song, but he can't sing at all. But I actually thank him for that. Because if he didn't play that music, I probably would have never even hopped on to kind of like listen to music whatsoever. Like my kind of biggest artists I mess with, because I listen to people, but I don't listen to people. I try my hardest not to listen to new music that comes out because I don't want to sound like anybody else. But Pharrell is like one of my favorite writers, and his music too, like just raw. Justin Timberlake, John Legend, Sam Cooke, if I want to take it back there, Prince, just a whole bunch of people. Honestly, it's just too big of a catalog to pick just one person.
Who's somebody? I mean, that's a couple great names, but who's somebody if you had to pick out to hop in the booth with, work with? Who would you want to be working with if you got that opportunity? It's a tough one.
To be 100 with you, I really don't know. Like, I don't.
It's a tough one.
Tough one. That's really tough because, damn. Like, and it's crazy because I'm not even thinking about huge people that's already up there. I'm thinking like new artists, like new up and coming people that are it's so many new raw talents that are coming out, man. It's really hard to choose. Yeah.
No, I feel that, man.
I can't even make
a lot of options. But so you were talking about like, you try not necessarily to always listen to like new shit that's coming up because you don't want that to sound like that, to influence your style. But at the same time, you you know, you got to find new artists or recent artists that you want to work with. So how do you balance that out? You know, finding people that you want to collaborate with while at the same time keeping your style to be like your style, you know?
So, because I listen to like Spotify and SoundCloud and stuff, and that's where I kind of get a lot of new people that I'm like, oh dang, this sounds hard. Let me check this person out, but I'll check them out for like a second and then hop off of it. So that way it's like I don't get too stuck on hearing how they sound and then end up doing the same thing they're doing. Because it's when I listen to people's songs, it's so easy to find their melody. Like I'm just listening, I hear it, I'm like, oh, they finna go up there, and they go up and then they go down. I'm like, I don't wanna I catch on too quickly. So that's the kind of where I am with those kind of things. But I like to listen to new stuff, and a lot of people do send me things to listen to sometimes, and I'll listen to it for a second. Or I'll even stay on it for a while. I don't know if y'all know who Guap Dad 4000 is.
Yeah.
Okay, I was on him for a minute, for like, let's say 2 weeks straight. Still raw, still fuck with him. I follow him and everything too. But it was because he relates so much to me on being real and just being honest, straight up. He rapping about real shit, and it just sounds different. So it was like, damn, I fuck with this nigga. And then I stopped looking at all his shit now. I just see it every now and then.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. I still, watch him sometimes, but it's not like I'm always watching him. Like, I'm not a huge fan of people. Like, I'm weird.
Yeah.
When you started off, what was that like? Did you go through SoundCloud, like post your music on there, or was it straight to Spotify and like those outlets?
SoundCloud first, because that's free. You got to start out where you can. You don't got to waste no money. Like, we're not trying to go broke doing music, because a lot of people don't know this costs money. Spotify, and then I kind of like, I put my first project out on Spotify, and I was kind of like, it's okay, but it'll show my growth. I took it down because I'm like, I don't want people to pay for something I don't even think is strong. It's just stupid. So took it down, put some of it on SoundCloud. And kind of from there, I was like, SoundCloud is the way to go. TuneCore, Spotify. But TuneCore is my distributor right now, honestly. I kind of use them all the time. But yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, that's kind of the start. Yeah.
What about, I know you got a couple of videos up on YouTube. Obviously, you model and you make music. So you can be the guy in your own videos, and I feel like that gives you an opportunity to kind of have like a new level of artistic expression. So what do you, obviously the music video depends on the song, but like, do you get excited to come out with these videos because you know you can do something different with them? Like, what's the thought process that goes through your head?
Man, it's so much to go into videos. Like, I want to do so much, but don't have at the end of the day, I still got to take care of my life outside of this music stuff. So it's like, okay, how much money can I put into this video to try to still make it fire? Because I'm not going to just try to drop nothing stupid, but sometimes that kind of happens. I look at it and be like, okay, they were cool, but let's try to make it better next time. My positive outlook on it, which I've been doing. And I just like, it's just too many avenues. It's like, I did a cartoon one with an R&B song, and the dude usually does cartoons for like rock people. And he lives in Germany too, or I think he lives in Germany. But it was just different. I'm like, I wonder what he would do with like a kind of R&B style, how it would look. And I liked it. It was grungy, it was weird, it was different, and it kind of related to me, because I was like, yeah, I am a person who don't like people like around me as much, but I do mess with people. It's kind of weird. Like, but it was dope, I think. And man, I can't wait to start making these other ones once this COVID is over. I have a lot of ideas. I think that's like a part of the fun with music, is like creating something else to go with the music.
Has it been hard at all for you to like manage and like time-wise, your modeling gigs as well as like prioritizing your music that you're doing?
Yeah. A lot of people don't know, because actually on the outside looking in, a lot of people are like, man, you're doing great, this, and this. And I'm like, yeah, but no one knows what it takes. I've actually had people who hit me and say, you need to start doing this to get your stuff out there. And then it's like, you don't even know what I'm doing. Like, you don't see what I'm doing on a daily basis at all. So am always working. I'm not even just modeling as well. So I write music for artists as well overseas. I also work at a company. I'm actually like a supervisor dash manager over there. I just got a lot of paid time, and they're like really convenient. Like they work with me on so many things, so they know what I'm doing. And it's just, it becomes easier that way because it's like, okay, your job balances with you, your modeling company balances with you, your independent stuff, you can do that whenever you want to. And then your music is whenever you want to too. So it's like, those are no set schedules. It's more so I have to worry about the other two with actual set times. I always work around shit. So it's hard sometimes depending on life, because life happens. But yeah, it's been really easier for me because I have people who are rocking with me and actually supporting me to do what I'm doing.
Yeah. I want to switch up real quick and talk about the modeling. So you mentioned your mom and your sister did modeling. Is that how you got into it as well yourself? Like, how did you go through that process of deciding like, okay, I'm not just good looking, I want to actually start modeling, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to do this as a career, you know?
Yeah. It was kind of just, bruh, honestly, that was the most spontaneous thing. I never thought about modeling, never even looked at it. And I think it was like junior or senior year in high school. My mom put my sister in this runway fashion show thing, and they were looking for males too. And she was like, "Oh, we should take Jay up there and see if he can get into." Took me up there. Mind you, I don't know how to walk. I don't know how to do nothing. So you taking me somewhere I ain't never did none of this stuff. So I go in there. They teach me all the stuff. They let me walk in the show, and I was like, okay, this gets people looking at you or whatever. And I was kind of shy a little bit still. So it's kind of like I don't really care for a lot of people staring at me as much. So I did that, and it was kind of like, it was a good experience. I met people, kind of went out my comfort zone. I was like, this is probably something I need to do to kind of like push myself a little bit further. So once I moved here, I was like, I did get a little bit of a modeling scene in Georgia when I was there for like maybe 2 weeks, because after 2 weeks I stopped. But I still have people looking at me like, oh yeah, he can actually model. He's actually good. And I'm like, after 2 weeks, y'all still thinking I'm okay? All right. So I was like, let me come out here and see if I can do the same thing here. And I did it. And yeah, it was pretty much up. That was them. Honestly, I give that all credit to moms and sister for putting me on to even think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And how does it work? Because so I'm trying to kind of figure out. So when you sign like with an agency and stuff like that, or how do you get gigs, for example, in Korea and stuff like that? Did you send them a portfolio, or does it go through someone else?
So before I got with the agencies, I emailed people almost every day. I had about 3 laptops, 2 phones. I came out here, took pictures with photographers. So I hit up people to pretty much just, get some pictures done, and they wanted to work with me. So, if everything's cordial, everybody want to do it together, it happens. And I sent them the pictures I have, waited to get responses. I sometimes didn't get responses, or I got, unfortunately, we don't want to, go this route or this, and this. And I'm like, okay, you're going to get a lot of no's. I'm not worried about those, but it's about those yeses that come through. So once you get that connection, boom, start from there, and you get into the game. I feel like, and I've literally told people this before, it's up to you and your mindset and how much you want it. You can ask me, I give you the answer. And if you don't go to put it into effect, it's kind of on you now. Like, it's so easy, but also still hard because it depends on who you're sending it to.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure your stuff fits the person you're sending it to.
So I think you mentioned this in an interview on a podcast you did a while back. You said that you are like, you're hella tall. You're almost too tall for some modeling gigs. They want people, because you said you're what, like a little like 6'6", and they want people like a little shorter. So how does that play into, like, has that held you back from doing things as well? Because you're even taller than the average model?
Yeah. That held me back from signing more so with agencies. And also I kind of think they use that as an excuse to say no as well. But I never let that get to me. They want majority 6 feet to like 6'3", 6'4" sometimes, and 6'5" is like rare. But yeah, because with they have product samples, like sample sizes that they have made. Those sample sizes are made for 6 feet to 6'3" people. It's not made for, you know, taller than that. But my build, I can fit those for some reason, but sometimes they're a little bit iffy on it because they're like, oh, can he? Like, do we really want to waste time bringing him out to try them on? Do we really want to do this? So it's kind of that kind of aspect. But I've literally booked stuff, get to the actual set, and people are like, wow, you're taller than we thought you were. And I'm like, yeah. And it was like, this is gonna work. And I'm like, okay, cool. And they like vibe off the energy because it's like I'm goofy, you know, depending on how I read stuff, but I'm silly. I be having fun on set. I don't be thinking about nothing, honestly. I just be chilling. But yeah, it just depends. It really depends on the client.
For sure.
Have you at all, like from the connections you made, for example, with like photographers and stuff, kind of crossed that over into your music? So maybe had them like be part of your creative idea process behind making music video?
Yeah. Sometimes it just depends. 'Cause I kind of want to be hands-on with like everything. But it's kind of because it's kind of hard for me to just let someone take complete control of your whole life, basically. Because it's something you work for so hard. So it's like, yeah, I want them to come in. It'll probably maybe be like an album cover or like a promo design or something like that to kind of get other aspects from different people. But yeah, more so majority of the time it's just me because I be really wanting to get like a certain vision to come out. Sometimes it don't work out and it's cool, and I'll be like, well, we'll try it again later when I get more, you know, we can get more to put into it to actually make it happen.
Is that part of the reason why you like to kind of stay more independent, because you don't want to necessarily give up that creative freedom that you have? Because I feel like once you grow, you inevitably lose a bit of that freedom because you start working with more and more people, getting involved in bigger and bigger projects. And when you have so many voices around you that are saying what you should do, you kind of lose the ability to do exactly what you want to do. You know what I mean?
Yes, that is all up to that artist mindset. I want to be someone who just sticks to themselves, because I've actually had a manager and actually different companies hit me to kind of work. And because of those type of things, I would say no. And a lot of people have always asked me like, why are you not big yet? Why is this? Why is that? I'm like, because everything's going to happen when it's supposed to happen. Everything's not meant for me. And if it's not how I kind of want to see it, because I want to have that free range, I also want them to help and collaborate as well. But I have to have some input. Like, it's just impossible to give up the whole thing. And then you're going to tell me what I'm supposed to do. Because I'm not finna go in here and be fake to anybody on any. I'm finna be me. So whatever the fuck I'm saying is actually what I meant. And if I gotta apologize for it, I apologize for it. Only if I think I should apologize for it. So yeah, nah, I'm not with the being a puppet or listening to somebody else. That's not me.
And with that, I'm kind of curious to know, especially when you were starting off with music, how difficult was it for you to kind of stay focused on yourself and to trust your own process compared to like other people? Because with social media now, everything you see is pretty much the perfect thing, you know, that everybody's portraying their perfect reality. And was that something maybe you struggled with as an artist, you know, starting off?
Not really. I think mine wasn't really an issue because I kind of got myself together before starting. Like all myself, I worried about self-care first before even going too full-fledged into the music, because I know that that's an aspect of like your back history, your life, and things like that can always come up and interrupt what you're actually doing. So since I have myself together and I have like I'm just chill. Like, I just don't give a fuck about nothing. So if people come at me about my past stuff, I'll be like, yeah, I did that. Like, okay, cool. It is what it is now. That was a lesson. I learned from it. Everything that happens is a lesson. I'm going to move forward with making sure that doesn't happen again and just keep being positive. So I think that aspect, I didn't go through it as much with that part, because even when I am writing music and stuff, majority of the time, it's probably not even about me. It's just probably about somebody else's life that I have around me. But now more and more lately, it's relating to me, the new stuff I'm writing that's about to come out. But it's like, from my point of view on like different things, like how I would deal with a relationship or how I would treat a woman, or how would I deal with somebody who's like coming at me sideways, this, and this. I'm kind of just doing shit from my point of view now, because everybody else's point of view just seems so sad, and they need to be uplifted, okay?
Yeah.
I'm trying to help people.
Right. Is there, because you got the modeling industry, you got the music industry, is there shit you notice that's like similar or the same across the two industries, as different as they are? Like certain things that you might see when you're doing modeling and you're like, oh shit, like this is the same type of vibe or situation that happens in music as well?
Yeah, and it's funny because I think a lot of artists and a lot of like big people don't talk about stuff like this. Like, this shit's gonna happen. We're real people, so it's like this shit happens. You got some people who are kind of stuck up and like, you know, I'm the shit. Like, you ain't gonna tell me nothing. That's what modeling, that's what music too. But they're entitled to be that way. Like, I'm not gonna knock you for thinking you're the best at anything. Like, there will be people who will be mean for you just for no reason, and that's perfectly fine too. Just hope you keep that energy away from me at whatever time, because I ain't trying to be, you know, I'm not a social media popper. I'm an upfront person, so
Yeah.
I read that kind of energy more than I do social media energy. So whatever you got on social media, you can have it. But I'm the same social and off of social. So don't get me twisted with no other people. But no, just they're exactly the same. And I think it's the same as like a corporate job. Like, you got that person they think they're above you, even though you're working under them. Y'all on the same tier. Y'all at a company that you're getting a check from somebody else. But if you ain't the CEO, you just need to shut up. Everybody. But all the same. You got people with attitudes, you got people that are sad, you got people that are down, you got people who are doing I don't know if I share that. Yeah, doing drugs, people that are doing, you know, whatever they want to do. It's their life. You can't be judgmental towards everybody, because God don't judge, I don't judge. I don't care. Whatever you're doing with your life, if that make you happy, go ahead and be happy, but don't bring no negative shit my way.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like that the stuck up mentality is kind of like, once people make it, a lot of people forget how they made it, and then they forget what it's like for somebody else trying to make it. They're not trying to give a handout to somebody else, but they forget that a couple of years ago it was them that was asking for the handouts and having the exact same complaints that somebody coming up now is having.
Yeah. I think it's just the inner self. It's themselves. Just, man, money will do something to you. It'll do something to you. And I've always been, you know, I ain't never been rich. I've never been, you know, top of the class or nothing, but I've been blessed to have parents that took care of me. I got a sister that took care of me. They put me on to make me feel like I'm bougie, okay? I buy some things, you know, it be out of line sometimes, but I'm also still cheap at certain times. You're not finna find me buying no $1,000 shoes for no damn reason. That's just stupid. But yeah, I think that's funny. No, money will change you. So that's the root of all evil. So that's why I'm someone who wants to be stable in life. I don't care about having the most in life. Even if I do, because money comes with music, if I do get enough, that's going to be going back towards all the people that helped me grow to this point, because without them, I'm nothing. Even the people that don't fuck with me no more, at the end of the day, I'm going to let y'all know, hey, you put me onto this. You helped towards this success. I don't care if you don't like me or not. You're getting something from it. You're getting something from it. In the discussion. I don't care.
For sure.
That's dope, man. And something I wanted to ask you too, especially because we kind of talked about it before, like the global outreach, how you have people from all over the world. But especially now with COVID going on, how has it been trying to connect with all these people?
I mean, honestly, I can't say it's been hard, because I mean, they're at home. They have nothing to really do but, you know, listen to some new artists and, you know, catch on to the new thing that we're doing, honestly, to kind of make them feel better, because music helps people through these kind of times too, which is why a lot of people were putting out music. And Instagram and TikTok, honestly, TikTok is now blowing everybody up too, finding new artists and things like that. I'm not putting my music on TikTok. I'm honestly just doing like Zodiac stuff with, you know, like with people, and they're just vibing with it. So That's then got me some followers and stuff on that to do that. And they see that I don't really care about the zodiac stuff. It's just I find some of them funny because they be right sometimes. And like, how you know this? Like, you've been talking to other zodiacs and something, just writing this shit down, weirdo. But nah, it's been pretty easy, and I love when they DM me and say that they're listening and that they enjoy it. It's just crazy because I do this for myself. Music is the only thing that makes me happy. Also modeling and traveling and stuff, that's a part of my happiness. So it's for me, but if it can help people, yo, I'm all for it. That's probably something that God wanted me to do, which was just touch people through music. And that's what I'm gonna do. I feel like that's my calling, kind of what to do right now.
In terms of like the whole social media aspect, how much easier do you feel like that makes your life when it comes to trying to gain like publicity or attention, once you know that you can put shit out so easily, get it across Instagram? I mean, even if you don't put your music on TikTok, I know other people are.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have so many avenues to get this exposure from. So how do you manage that, and how does that help you out?
Honestly, that is like a huge help. Like, I feel like a lot of artists need to, like, I don't do every social media. I think the only two I have are Instagram and TikTok now, because I usually just have Instagram. I don't really care to be on social media that much. Like, I can be away from my phone and not care. Like, I can sit for 3 days just watching TV. But that has made it easier because back in the day, you was handing out CDs. You was going to clubs to meet with promoters. You was doing this, you was doing that. Now you can hit them up on Instagram. You don't got to go nowhere. It just became way easier than going out at night, going to all these parties, networking, physically. That is a good thing to do too. Whenever I go out to events, I will network sometimes, but I don't have the best. I'm not the best with everybody.
Yeah.
Especially in those atmospheres. At parties, I'm chill. But I don't like everybody just, I don't like just people approaching me and stuff. And parties are just different because people be drinking and you never know what they're gonna do, and somebody get mad, something happen. I don't got time for all that. I'm trying to stay away from that stuff too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the social media has been, if they have Twitter, they got TikTok, they got Instagram, they got Snapchat, they got Facebook, they probably doing way better than I am, or should be. They can use everything on those. I don't like Facebook. I don't even use it. That's like the new MySpace for old people. And our old pictures on there, them was not some, them pictures, them gotta go. Yeah. Showing our glow up, because we was, I ain't look that great, Everybody got that glow up.
Yeah. Oh,
man, especially like the pictures you post and then compared to your parents, man, on like Facebook, they be rough.
They be getting us too. They be like, look at my son when he was only, let me take this up. This is for just a book for you to keep. Everybody need to see this. Showing all this
shit is private.
Man.
Oh, man. When did you have your glow up? You talking about a glow up right now. When did that pop up for you?
I was cute for a minute though. As a baby, I was.
Let him know.
Baby,
yeah.
I was shit. I could have been a Gerber Life baby. Okay, I was white. I was white as fuck, and I had like curly hair, dimples still, cheeks was fat, everything. Yeah. Put me on a picture, I should be in a commercial. But I think my glow up like happened right like after middle school. Because when I got in middle school, I looked like a damn sling worm, a snake, a giraffe, a lizard. Boy, I don't know what that was. My parents did some good things to grow the little one and then make this grown one, because the middle part, I don't know what was going on. Because I got a sister too, and it was like, dang, Juwan, what happened to your jeans? Your sister's so pretty.
Man. But it worked out.
Hey, it worked out. Even my mom, my mom would come into my high school, dudes be like, that's your mom? That's your sister? Hey, bro. Hey.
That's crazy.
This is how it's going to be. Y'all can't come to the school.
That's crazy. Man, because it takes you got to have some confidence to start modeling, you know what I mean? Because modeling is kind of like, in a sense, it's like, you got to be like, okay, like, I look good. Like, I can look good enough to hop on, have people look at me, have me appear like the way I want to appear. Like, man, bro, I got to tell you this, because we are not living the same life. I was I was taking some photos the other day. I'm trying to, get my LinkedIn set up, look real professional, all that. I'm taking photos. I'm like, yo, glasses on, glasses off, like angles, the lighting, all that. I take like 30 photos. I'm not happy with any of them. I look back at it afterwards and I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, maybe I'm the issue. I don't know if it's the lighting. I don't know if it's the glasses. So how did you kind of get that confidence, you know what I mean, to decide like, okay, I'm gonna put myself out there? Because in a way, modeling and music is putting yourself out there when you sing, when you show up for any sort of gig or something like that.
Honestly, once I found the love for myself, I gave no fucks about what everybody else thought. I know I look good. I look decent enough to say I look like a good looking motherfucker. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm ugly. Ain't none of that. But a girl comes to me, I mean, you all right? Thank you. I appreciate that. That's a compliment. Because, I mean, you could say I look like a damn squid or shit. Like, it could be worse answers. So I got confidence in myself for thinking that I look good. Everybody else comments don't mean nothing. So if somebody say something, I'm going to laugh at it. I'm going to think it's funny. Because I literally, if you can clown yourself, can't nobody else clown you. I've literally used every joke in the book on myself.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to be, hurt by somebody saying I don't look good. I know some pictures I look stupid, and I'd be like, damn.
Yeah, man. The real question is, if you like 6'6", why you not hooping, bro?
Bro, I knew this question was gonna come up. Oh my god, bro! I really thought about this yesterday. I said, I hope they don't look for my height, because I know somebody gonna ask me about. Yo, I'm not the best at basketball. My sister had the handles. I have no handles whatsoever. So if you pass me the ball, the one thing I'm gonna do for you is I'm gonna pass it to you. If I'm under the net, if I'm in the post and shit, I'm cool there. I can block. I got some defense. I can go ahead and put that thing up. But yeah, just don't hand me the ball to walk nowhere. I'm not moving. I'm gonna stay in the same spot until I get to where I'm supposed to be.
Oh, man.
I fuck with basketball, but I am not the player. That's my sister.
Yeah.
She was on the AAU team and everything. I go to the games and shit. I was like, yeah, that's my sister. Yeah, she raw as fuck. Why you don't play? This sport wasn't for me. I didn't practice enough to be like, yeah, let me go ahead and do this. I learned just a little bit. Shooting threes, I can do those. But
oh man,
everything else, leave me out of it. I did not get the the fundamentals.
I want to talk to you about your last project when you put out on Spotify, She Deserves It All, Part 1. Talk to us about kind of what went through inspiring that project and, kind of that whole creative process, like why that specific collection of songs coming together.
Ooh. So She Deserves It All was kind of just for like, it's for females and for men too, if they want to, listen and try to get some details on what they should be doing for their, for their woman. But yeah, just more so because I have a lot of people who hit me for like relationship advice. Mind you, I've only, mind you, I've only been in like six, 7 relationships. And only one was long-term. So I ain't been in that many. I'm not like a professor or nothing, but for some reason, I'm just a realist on situations. And I'd be like, well, y'all fighting over stupid shit. Like, this is just shit I wouldn't even be wasting my time on. And it's easy to fix, but not everybody can get it that quickly. So I was like, I kind of want to make something for the ladies because they ask the most questions because men don't relay emotions like that. Like, you can ask us, and you'll probably get some like beat around the bush answer. And and I'm not that kind of nigga. I'm like, she asked me, okay, I'm finna let you know what's up. And it's either you fuck with the answer or not, but we're gonna work through it right there. I'm not finna just like not give you the answer and not explain it. I'm gonna explain it to you. This is why I did it. Okay, and then she tell me her side. Okay, now we had a misunderstanding. We done fix that situation. Boom, it's done. Nah, people drag conversations on forever and like past stuff that happened to you and things like, look, if I get with a girl, your past, I do not give a fuck about that unless it's really fucking you up. If we got to work through that, let's find a way to work through that. But if you don't have it together, how am I supposed to to come in and like that's hard work. Like you can't put a together nigga with somebody who got problems. Because so now like, those problems have now become your problems.
Yeah.
You can love that. I would love the fuck out of you, but we still got to work to fix those problems. Like, you know that. You know we have to fix those. And I have to be understanding. Now, I got to love you a lot to stick with you through it the whole time, which I can do if I were to find that one. But I ain't found that one that I want to stick it to yet. Right. So that's, nah. That's why. The songs are just different type of songs. I really didn't have a full-fledged idea of how, like, where it was gonna go. I'm actually gonna do She Deserves It All Part 2. It's gonna be 4 parts because it's kind of like a storybook. To just like give people a little bit more information on how they can deal with this kind of stuff. Because a lot of people just, man, if y'all would just be honest with each other and just be straight up, I promise you it'll go so much easier.
So is this coming from shit that you've experienced or shit that you like seen or come across or that people have told you about?
Now with that's from other people.
That's other
Oh, that's not you?
Yo, I've never cheated on anybody. I think I've only been cheated on once and I never got mad. I got back with her to see if it would work out. Like I literally told her, hey, okay, I know you cheated, but it is what it is. Let's see if it's still gonna work. You know, if that same emotion of that love is still there, I won't give a fuck. Like, and if you're not gonna do it again, you're not gonna do it again. Now, if you do it a second time, now look, damn it, a person can only be so forgiving so many times. But did it, and the love, the like wasn't there because I ain't never been in love yet, but the like wasn't there. So it was kind of like, okay, you already did me wrong once. Like, if you really fuck with me, you wouldn't have did it the first time. There's no reason for me to sit here and waste my time. So. Yeah, told her that it was ended. But every single person I'm not with, cordial relationships. So they ended well. So I've never had any problems. But these people who be having goddamn females coming popping tires and shit like that, yo, like you knew this was coming. As soon as you got, just like I said, you got with somebody who had problems. You knew that this was gonna happen, so you had to be okay with it. Okay, you should have got some good insurance to make sure that them tires was covered.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was everybody, like just different people, different stories. And it wasn't like recent stuff. It could be past stuff that I've seen, high school, middle school. But they're still happening now. Like even people in adults are living a high school or middle school life. Like they be petty at work.
Did you ever, after you dropped this, did you ever have anybody hit you up and be like, yo, why'd you have to put me on blast like that? Like, why'd you have to put my shit out there?
No.
Or did you hide it well enough so that they didn't know it was about them, but you knew it was about them?
Well, I think because these situations happen to like so many people, they're not like thinking it's them.
Okay.
So say if I were to choose a situation who was like directly that person and that person only went through it, then they should probably be coming for me.
But it's general enough that they don't know.
Yeah, because they probably like, dang, bro, you like, Jay, listen to that. I only told you that, bro. I told you that. That's where they're probably coming to me like, I'm like, damn, I don't tell nobody business. Your business is your business. But general lifestyle shit that everybody go through, I can speak about that.
So part 2, are we gonna get any name dropping or anything from those situations?
Nah. Part 2. Honestly, part 2 is gonna be crazy. I'm like, when do you think have
when is that slated for? Is that for this year?
Yeah, it's for this year. I'm hoping summertime or like after summer because I'm putting a few more songs out before this. Mm-hmm. And I'm also putting out a 4-song EP with the artist that I'm working with. We're gonna do that too. But it's gonna be some bops in there, especially for the ladies too. Cause I don't do a lot of fast music, but I'm trying to do all type of stuff. So I'm going to shit, the 80s, 60s, 70s, 90s, 2000s. I'm going into every single genre I can get into. Soulful, lo-fi. I mean, maybe one day I might try some rock. I don't know, whatever I'm feeling. But yeah, I think this is gonna be, it's gonna be different. Like New Orleans bounce type. Like
Damn.
have her like having a little twerking and stuff, you know. Ladies like to have fun too. I'm not gonna take that from y'all. So let me go ahead and give y'all some bounce too, you know, something to feel in the club or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be
So these albums,
they
they advice for the dudes, but it's just a good time for the ladies who are listening to it.
Yeah.
Jword.
Like the dudes, it's like, no, your girl like to have fun too. Like you like to have fun, but she want to have fun too. She don't want to be the stay-at-home wife all day, every day. Like you can take care of the kids sometimes and let her go out. I mean, like, damn, can we get a half and half equal this? You know, balance it out.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about being picking up a third career as like a little relationship guru, doing some sort of type of expertise on that?
Now that is a no. Only special people can get that advice, because you have to realize you're sitting here listening to a person who's probably told you this story about 15 other times, and they know the answer, but you're like, I don't give the direct answer. That's one thing I'm not going to do, because you have to learn it for yourself. So I know that people can call me over and over about the same thing, and I'm like, I already told you what to do last time. You know, I don't really have anything new for you. And they're going to be like, man, I can't fuck with you. You get on my nerve. I'm like, okay. And I'll be really honest. Like, I'm super honest. I care because I'm actually helping you. You just don't know that I'm helping you. The reason I'm helping you is because I'm not giving you the answer. That's enabling you. If you're going to keep calling me back because you know I'm going to give you an answer. Nah, I'm not going to give you nothing. If you can't figure it out for yourself, it wasn't meant for you to learn that lesson yet.
So man, I gotta ask you too with this, because I seen your IG stories. I know you like to game GTA and stuff like that. When are we gonna get the Twitch streams going?
Yo, people have been asking me for that for a minute now. Sooner or later, I'm about to move into my new spot, beginning of February. So once I get settled in there and get everything put up to how I need to get it put, get a little area for that, for like the Twitch section, because I'm gonna have like different sections in my room now at this point. My job is just at home. Just go hop into each chair. Get shit done. Yeah, that's on the way. Man, I love GTA, bro.
What about so you got music stuff coming up. What about modeling? How's that looking like moving forward? Is that all kind of like on pause because of COVID, or do you still got opportunities and shit that you can pursue over the next couple of months, depending on how things play out?
Yeah. So that depends. So I get casting still to like do things, but you know, they have new criteria to basically go and actually perform those tasks with COVID and stuff. And to be honest with you, I don't have time for all this COVID stuff. I really could care less about this virus, but I'm still going to take precaution, do the right things. But like certain things I'm not going to do. I don't want to take a vaccine. It's just certain shit. People have their own mindsets. Certain shit I don't want to do.
Yeah.
And I don't listen to the. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, you know when you interviewing, sometimes you be like, "Damn, is this stuff I can say?" But you just be like, "Damn, I'm too real. I just gotta say it."
You just gotta say it, bro.
But yeah, I don't really listen. I don't watch any politics. I don't look at government stuff. I don't even watch TV. Okay, if I'm watching anything, it's Netflix and Hulu, or I'm playing the game, playing GTA, fucking shit up. I have the most normal, basic life. If it ain't traveling and stuff, I literally do this every day, and I'm happy doing these 3-4 things. Like I don't do anything else. So when it comes to COVID and working with the modeling, it's like I don't want to do the extra stuff. I'm lazy, and I'll decline some stuff because it's like, okay, they want to make sure that you go take a COVID test before you go in. Look, I just take my temperature, and I don't feel sick. I wouldn't get my ass up to come down here if I felt bad, okay? But I know some people don't get symptoms, and you can't tell once you get there. But shit, like, can we make it easier? Because I don't really, I don't want to do all this. It's been a little hard. But my clients are there and my agency's still there. I actually signed with another one for like influencer stuff. So because I'm still independent, I can still do everything I need to do on the side, which that works out in my best interest. So because I'm doing music, so it's like my agency, I have them, love them to death, but there's also my music side where I have to have people represent me on that side because they can't do music. I got to do that myself. So it helps out with that. So they're in Paris and I love them so far. Like we haven't even done anything and I love them. Like we just been messaging each other and talking about stuff because they've been signing a few new people. But I actually had them promote one of my songs with one of their influencers and it went pretty good. And I kind of liked them and just hit them to see if they wanted to represent me on some different stuff. And it was like, yeah, like, let's work that out. And, that happened. So everything's still going well because we're going into a new year. Once COVID lifts, there's already things added to my box or my basket ready to go ahead and go into action when it's time. So I'm not worried. Plus I was still working. Furlough. So, which is not a bad thing. I ain't tripping off that. I'm not broke, so I'm not really in need of money like that. Like I said, I'm not rich, not trying to be rich. But as long as I'm not over here like, oh no, I gotta go find a job and pay my bills, that's what I'm not gonna do. As long as they ain't doing that, we good. So I appreciate my job because they kept me as long as they could. But I'll have a job back when this is all over. So I know I'm secured in every aspect of life. So that's why I'm chilling.
Yeah. Man, I feel like we covered pretty much everything we want to get through. You told the people what you got coming up in terms of music, so everybody will be looking out for that. We always like to finish off with a little like draft segment on this show. Basically, you do like your top 5 of like a specific topic or something like that. So what we picked up for this time is top 5 people that you would want to, you get to go out for dinner with them. It's on them, so you don't have to pay. You ain't got to worry about that. But you get to go out for dinner. You get to, pick their brain, learn what you want to learn, figure out what you want to figure out. And you get to, have like those 5 people that you really want to, could be a model, could be a musician, could be anything, anybody that you want to learn from. So you'll start us off with your first pick. We'll go to Leke, and then me and we'll just wrap it around until we get the 5 and see who you come up with.
And these could be dead or alive as well. So
are we doing dead or alive? Okay.
Yeah. So
okay. Well, damn, I don't really remember nobody deaths to be. I'm bad at that shit. Like I really just, I'm damn. Who first one? I'm gonna go with Pharrell for the first one. Yeah, because you want to ask, he got that new skincare line out now. The fountain of youth got to be somewhere. Yeah. So that, and also music, and he's just a chill dude. I feel like he should just be my uncle.
I like it. Who you
got? I would have to go with Muhammad Ali. I think the stuff he just did while he was alive is just incredible. It'd be amazing to learn from him.
That's tough. I think I gotta go Jay-Z, bro. I don't think there's anything this guy hasn't been successful in. I gotta ask him how he bagged Beyonce. That's a conversation we need to have too. Figure all that out.
You gotta do him like that, man. That's foul.
Nah, man. Talk about the music, the business. I just feel like I learned so much from that conversation. So I'm going with Jay-Z. Who you got next, Jword?
Hey, this is hard. This just like that music question. Damn. Because I'm also thinking about like, am I gonna have a good time with them at dinner? I know it's free, but like, damn, if we can't talk about nothing, like,
nah, you gotta be having a good time.
Shit, damn, I'm really trying to think.
We can do like a top 3 too. You just gotta come up with 3 people. So you got Pharrell up in there. So you got your skincare covered.
Okay, I'll definitely have Sam Cooke then, because I want that. I'm old inside. I feel like I'm like 70 years old. Like I'm just too wise for myself. So I think I want to know like somebody who's more wise than me, because he was older and making really like super raw. Like I was born by the river. Like damn. Okay, I wasn't born there, but I felt like I was there. And yeah, I feel like he can give me something real good.
Yeah. All right. I think my second person would have to be LeBron, because Jword, me too. I'm 6'10", but I never made it to the league, bro. But LeBron would have to somehow let me get a deal somehow,
Yeah.
Let me represent him as an agent or something.
Oh
Damn.
man. Who am I? I mean, if you go in LeBron, I probably have to go with Kobe. Yeah, I'm sitting down with Kobe. I would say MJ, but I feel like MJ would just be a dick throughout the whole dinner. So I'm just gonna chill out with Kobe. We'll have a good time. He'll teach me about the game, working hard, all that. He a family man too. I can plan for the future. So I'm going with Kobe. Who's the last guy you got for your dinner, man?
Damn.
So you got Pharrell, you got Sam Cooke.
Trying to think on that part, man. Damn. It's hard. And it's crazy because I'm like, okay, do I just want all like men aspects? I wanted a female aspect, but I'm like, it's hard to choose between them. But Whitney Houston, I'm gonna go with that.
Whitney Houston. All right.
For music wise and her tone and shit. Yeah, that's a great choice. Besides everything else she went through, I would block that stuff out.
It's just Whitney. You're not getting Bobby to come to dinner too.
Yeah, I'm be like, I don't care about none of that, Whitney. We here for the music. Let me talk about that, okay? Yeah. Everything else, leave that. I love you, but leave that behind.
Damn. Yeah, since we're talking, I would have to go for my last one, Serena Williams.
Ooh,
one of the greatest athletes ever as well. So, but I picked 3 athletes. I should have gone with like a musician or something.
Yeah, I know who I'm going with. My third, Dave Chappelle, bro. He just funny as fuck. That's just gonna be funny. That'll be a good ass time. Like if I might learn something, I probably will. Great, but I just know that I'm gonna sit down, and it's gonna be a funny ass dinner. So I'm gonna be happy with that.
Brad.
I'm telling you,
you won, bro.
I don't even know if I had comedians in front of me, the whole dinner would just be nothing but laughs. I die from laughing. Yeah, like, I make jokes too. I can't. Nah. That'd be funny.
That would be funny, man. I appreciate you hopping on, bro. Thank you for coming out.
For sure. Y'all have really good energy. And I was gonna say, even with if you didn't get drafted, don't worry about that, bro. You got other opportunities on the way. You got
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be listening to your female advice too.
Yeah, you gotta set us up, bro. Need some.
Hey, my friends really be doing that. Really be like, hey, some models? They can come down. Be like, I do know some. And then I'm like, but do I want them to come down there? I have to think that through because people don't want to just be in no random spaces. But I brought people sometimes, and it's either they chill or they not gonna chill. I mean, I don't care either way.
Because once you introduce people, half of it is on you. Because if it don't go well, your boy's gonna come back to you afterwards and be like, man, like you fucking.
No, actually, it's funny because I tell them way beforehand. I'm like, so if they don't mess with you, you can't be mad at them. That's whatever they do.
You got it planned out.
Don't got nothing to do with me. Okay, I am not them. I cannot make them like you.
Man, we appreciate you coming on. Everybody look out for the new EP coming soon. Check out Jword, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. Thank you, bro. This was an amazing interview.
Yeah. Thank you for real.
Y'all had fun and got some, some laughs in.
Yeah.
For sure, man. This was dope as hell.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, bro.
All right, y'all have a good rest of y'all day, man. Or whatever time frame it is at this point.
Yeah,
bro. I'm 10 hours ahead of you guys, bro. I'm out here in South Africa. It's crazy.
Oh, you probably on the next day.